Hello, footies, and welcome to another Friday night goodness here on episode 639. My name is Chris, also known as Grandpapa Mac, and there's two of us tonight. Unfortunately, our good friend Ingve has been held up. We wish him all the best and hope everything's okay. But on with me tonight is the man they call the Dutch Michael van Gerwen. He is all the way from the Netherlands, an ace darts player. Not a particularly great pool player, I hasten to add, but here he is, my good friend John.
Can I just mention, I've not lost a single match of pool, nor a single match of darts this weekend.
You did well. You know, we did love the dancing as well, John. Hopefully you've got that in video you can share with our listeners. Get that video up.
So, this was a funny story, Chris, before you actually dive in. I didn't know they were recording on the darts. And I might have gone a little bit overboard with my celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't celebrate at foot. I definitely did celebrate at darts. And then I got an email the next day from our friends at Lane 7 with, here's your videos. Like, videos? So I clicked the link and oh, they recorded everything. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so just for people who maybe haven't heard, we had a meetup in Edinburgh. We'll discuss that later on in the show. Tonight's show is going to be all about track stars, those athletic people out there, including John. We're going to discuss Weekend League. We've seen Nepenthes' tweet and John's experience of trying to qualify for Weekend League. Has he changed his tune, folks? Does he still love the qualifying, or is he like me, think it's absolutely terrible? We'll talk about Edinburgh, as I say, and we'll also talk about the three-peat that's coming in May. We're going to go back to Crete, folks, and we'd like you to join us. John, but please, before we start, tell us, how has your week in FIFA or FC been?
Yeah, this is the weird thing. You are hosting today, which, I mean, we should probably do this. Oh, well. It's much easier when I do it myself. My week in FIFA Ultimate Team has actually been pretty good, if I'm honest. I played a lot this week. I was a little bit rusty because I was so busy the last couple of weeks that when you handed me a controller this week, it was the first time in 2 weeks I was actually able to play, which shown. But I wanted to make up for that. So this weekend I've been playing. I got my rifle wins in already on a Thursday. I think that's nice. Playing a different formation, which will be, I hope to be releasing it next week on the Patreon. I did the Icon SBC.
Okay, who did you get? Are we allowed to ask?
Yeah, you can definitely do it, but I always forget her name, so now while we're talking about it, it's a new Icon. She's a French striker. Apparently, I can only get French promotion player these days anyway, so it was sort of a good fit. And let me find her name, because actually we could do a full review. It's Pichon. Marionnette Pichon. Actually, 4-star, left-footed, really smooth on the ball. Volleys are wonderful for some reason. Just hold L2, and that's not something I've seen much. She is acrobatic, so she could fit today's promo as well, Chris. Acrobatic plus even. Finesse shot, technical, flair, first touch, Trivella as well. Advanced forward plus. And she is actually pretty cool. So in the first time since ages, I got a full chemistry team as well now.
Wow. And you don't
Two
believe
French
in
icons
either.
to help, but hey. No, but I actually enjoyed this week. Yeah. Can't really complain. Yours?
It's almost like I forgot how to play the game, John, this week. I don't know if it's the game itself or if it's me. And we played sparsely, didn't we, over the weekend when you came to visit here in Edinburgh. We only got 3 games in, which John won 2-1. And they were good, fun games. You know, we played 95 rated Rangers versus Feyenoord. And
Still the best mode.
Yeah, it's still a great mode. I mean, it is a great fun mode. It's what Rush should be if they could get people to play the game properly. But no, and then you left, and I've played a few rival games, and as I say, it's like I have never played the game before. Don't know if it's me, don't know if it's a change of formation, whatever it is, but I look forward to your new formation coming out, because I really need something to give me that boost.
Hopefully it helps, mate.
No, definitely. But I know what would help me, John, what really would help me is if I was to pack a track star. Yes, a track star, not someone from Formula One. That's a different podcast that John does with James. Check it out. Race and review. Don't miss it. It's wonderful. John's back smiling. Verstappen has come back with a bang. The Dutchies were getting worried, with Lando Norris there, but the Dutchies are back. I think he had a wonderful drive, didn't he, John, in the rain?
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe not the podcast to talk about it, but Drive of the Ages.
Yeah.
One that goes into the history books, and one they will show people for the next, decades in those nice recap, like highlights of.
Yeah, definitely. So if you are into Formula One, race and review, check it out. The guys are wonderful on there as well. But no, Track Stars, it is. Let me read the blurb that we got from EA tonight, which was brand new in EA Sports FC 25. Track Stars highlight players that have demonstrated athletic prowess on the grand stage with upgrades to each Track Star physical attributes, from acceleration and sprint speed to agility, balance, strength, jumping, and even stamina. Some Track Star players will also receive themed playstyle pluses and role changes to match those explosive traits. Track Stars will add a burst of athleticism to your football team squad. Log into FIFA Ultimate Team to check out the Track Stars themed objective squad building challenges, rush events throughout the campaign. And it says, keep an eye out for Track Star heroes, hard for me to say that one, with upgrades to match the physical gifts that help them build their legacy. So you read that, John, sounds very exciting. A brand new promo, I don't believe I've had it before. Then you look at the team looks amazing as well. Then you go into a wonderful FC apps that we've got out there. I use Footbin, and you look at the prices and you go, OMG.
Well, the prices aren't much of a surprise, are they? But I was more wondering, like, we've got athletic people, like footballers that are fast. They can either jump, or they get good stamina, or they can really run fast, or they can turn around fast. Basically, 95% of these footballers could be in this promo. It's sort of card design there is actually pretty good. Once again, they're really nailing it this year. But the promo, the teamed promo, I don't think it makes much sense, generally speaking. They're like, we should only do the fast players. And someone's like, we can't only do fast players. Yeah, but if you have a good stamina, you're an athlete as well. Okay, let's also do stamina. Yeah, but you also have really strong guys, right? Oh, yes, of course, we should do that. I mean, if they only put in place with Acrobatic Plus, for example, that sort of thing, that would make more sense. But generally speaking, it's just, honestly, I think it's just another promo with some cool looking cards, and the team is, well, non-existent in reality. But could be me.
So if we start off, John, will we start with heroes or just normal FC players? What would you like to start with?
Well, that's the thing, right? There's heroes and there's regular cards all together.
Yes.
So if you look at the whole team, for example, and I'll put it on screen for people watching the video show, which of course, a quick shout out before you, that Chris. Thank you, Spotify, for giving us the option to upload our latest thumbnails on Spotify as well. So on the Spotify app, you'll now see the thumbnail we usually do for the YouTube. So not only does James do a terrific job with making our thumbnails these days, you can now also see them on Spotify. And if you're on Spotify, you can also see the screen. So I put the team on the screen, and I see Oshola, which is, of course, a regular player, and next to Ginola and Okocha. So it's weird.
It is weird. And they are quite pricey, let's be honest with that. So I'm looking through the full list now that I've got. And it goes from those crazy price players like Ginola, who is extinct, Lucio, who is 4.2 million coins. JJ Okocha there, you can see bang in the middle of the screen for those who are watching. He is 1.2 million. I mean, shall we start with those biggies, John? I mean, if you were to pack one player, what would be your dream player to pack in this team?
Whoever I pack, please don't let it be Cordoba.
All right.
Because I packed the other version of him last week. that would honestly suck. No, I mean, like Lucio is pretty terrific, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the big star in this whole team has to be Ginola, 5-star, different positions, perfect work. Well, no work rates, but perfect roles. Him and Theo Hernandez left back are the two cards which just Well, I think I'd rather pack a Ginola than an Mbappe, for example.
Wow. I mean, that is... So currently his max price is 5.7 million. Now, it could be the fact that people haven't packed them. That's why there's not many of them out there. And also, in tradable packs as well, potentially. But he does look quite a stunning card. I don't really see anything negative. He's not very good defensively, but you don't really want him at the back. Striker, is that striker, cam, left midfield, left wing. So he is anywhere along the front line other than the right-hand side. 5-star, can probably play anywhere. Just a tremendous card, John. Is there anything that you could... Where would you play him first and foremost, John? Where do you think you would play him?
Probably striker.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, left winger. He still has 90 crossing, right? With 92 agility, 93 vision, 93 dribbling, ball control 93. So the passing stats are tremendous as well. But this card is like Chris. He can shoot, he can finish, he's fast, but he also has 90 strength. He also has 94 jumping with decent header accuracy. But this is just the... I'm almost inclined to say best card in the game.
Wow.
Him or R9. I think I might just go for Ginola. Like, if I had those. Not that I'm ever going to be close to seeing this card or using this card, but yeah. He's a little bit older. 57 is a bit old for a player on my team, but that's about it.
Is that what we're giving him a hard time about now? The fact is that his age.
Not the fact he actually looks better on his age than I do on my age, but
I mean, I just looking at that card, I mean, I don't think many of our listeners get that, though. I do wish you all the best. Anyone who does pack him, well done to you. But the problem I have with this promo a little bit, John, is if you look at it, unless you have a million odd coins, there's very few players. I mean, you mentioned the Theo Hernandez card. If we could bring that one up, left back, I take it it's Milan he plays for. He doesn't have a club as such.
It's Milan, but they call it Milano these days.
Milano. Yeah, I mean, it's another one. He is 89 rated, a cool 3.4 million. 97 pace, 97 sprint speed as well. He looks like he's got the lot as well, apart from potentially vision on passing, but everything else looks very, very strong.
Yeah, I think, but this is what we have the last couple of promos, Chris, that Team of the Weeks have this thing where they have like one or two tremendous good cards, which are unaffordable. Then there's a whole lot of bad cards, which are just 10K. And there might be one or two cards which you could pick up. So that's actually a pretty cool card. This promo goes in the other direction where there are almost no cards that are simply affordable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have Kakae, Correa, I think Gordon, and Zapata, probably, something like that. Or Milenkovic Savic. But all those cards are like mesh. I don't see like... a couple of weeks ago, we said, in the promo, there's this goalkeeper, Samba, who looks cool. There's this scam that looks sort of cool, are cheap. None of the good cards in these things are near cheap or anything near like a normal card. Maybe Gulli, right? 360,000 could be sort of doable, but generally speaking, I think you can't like value in these promo packs of these promo teams these days. You either pack one from rewards or untradeable from an SBC, if there are any SBCs, or you don't get it, basically. Because even if you would buy Cordoba, for example, for 815,000, and I'm just saying, because I packed the other one last week, right? Mm-hmm. The other one is 500,000 and dropping a price because there's a new one came out. So you don't really want to buy players anyways from these things unless you really have too much money to spend on them.
I mean, I think that falls into what Shaq was kind of saying on Tuesday. He feels the market will probably dip to round about December. If you haven't picked up on Tuesday's show, you must go and listen to it. The guys have got a really interesting conversation, not just on the market, but also on the state of the game and where they are and how the feeling is that potentially the game is losing a bit of interest. I mean, Cole at 4.55, that looks a really good card, John, right winger. He is quite small, that's the only thing about it, but he's got fairly decent stats on him, 461,000. I know it's a lot of coins. You can buy his base hero at 260, but that one there, it's 88 rated right winger, pretty decent. He has winger plus plus, quick step as well. Looks like a wonderful little card, that one, and I think one that you'd enjoy playing with. But I think people are worried, as you say, John, are worried about their coins.
Yeah, although there's cool cards, and they done it with a lot of cards, I just realized. They did switch the rules, for example, around.
Right.
So he's got way different rules on the new 88 rated card compared to his old card, which could definitely add to value, I think, as well. But like on a 400,000 coin card, you could take the gamble and that maybe it drops 50k or 100k in the next month, right? On a 1.5 million card or 3.5 million card, you can't really buy it with a clear conscience, even on tax alone. But Goal is actually one of those cards where I'm like, you know what? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we just need some more SBCs made, I think.
The only one other card I wanted to bring up, John, before we move to objectives and SBCs, is the Lizarazu card, 89 rated left back. I don't see any other positions on him, which is a little bit weird. He is a left back. I thought we were getting there. He has attacking wing back plus plus. Is that a decent role?
100%, yeah. So I, in my formations, usually these days, I probably have one fullback on attacking wing back, and then also on the rules attack. That makes sense. So they just overlap like crazy and don't really come back. Just to give an extra out, keep some extra width on the pitch. If the other one's on defense, it's a pretty cool rule. And I actually use Bombastor at left wing back, and she has the same rule. So I quite like that as well.
Yeah.
But this is a decent card, but I don't think. I don't think she's going to replace my Bombastor, but I'm just checking out the regular one has fullback plus plus. So I think there's definitely added value on this one.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I say on that card is he is a left back. He's Bundesliga, so potentially not the strongest leagues there. He is French.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it's the playstyle plus they've given him. Slide tackle seems a little bit weird. To have that. That's you'd like that to be, whip pass plus, long ball plus.
He's got whipped pass and long ball pass, the regular ones. So
yeah, but you'd like to see that potentially. But I mean, again, and the price is currently sitting at 428,000 and 411 on your screen. It's not super expensive. I realize it is expensive a little bit, but
I'm at 35,000, so for me it is expensive. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, John, you're always like that. You always claim poverty, and then wait a minute, I'm just going to drop the fact that I packed Cordoba this week at 500.
Untradeable, eh?
So, I realize untradeable, but still, you still have him in your team. And
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I can't buy these cards anyways. But that makes it easier as well, man.
For sure.
It makes it easier to think about that you don't care. You just play this card. What do you think about Donovan though? Because he looks affordable. I want to check that one out with you for a minute.
Yeah, Donovan, again, I'm just trying to find him on my screen. Landon Donovan, I suppose the issue for me, again, is that he's just the league and the nation, USA, MLS. He is half winger, plus. Again, is that a good one, John, for you? Or would you be like,
Honestly, not my favorite. But False 9 as a striker, for example, or Shadow Striker as a cam is the regular plus on it. That could work. Because this guy is fast, really good stamina. With 95 stamina is a lot, right, these days. Good ball control, not extremely good passing, just decent, but the shooting looks good as well. If you give him a shooting bonus, could be a really cool card. But yeah, like I said, I think the MLS or the USA nationality makes it a little bit harder. But we got so many good US players from SBCs lately that it is actually cool link. We got O'Hara this week, I think.
Yeah.
Who? Sorry?
Was it Endanira O'Hara?
Yeah. No. Kelly O'Hara. And another one, but I forgot her name. But that makes one of them actually a cool Lincoln pin as well. So
So it's just another card though, John, you've got there on the screen, and it's a. Let me just get the lady's name right. I don't want to butcher it.
too late.
Oshola.
Well done.
330,000. A player who looks, I think, is the female MLS.
Yes.
Nigerian. But if you look at her, she is 4'4", and her stats are pretty impressive, John. Again, another strong female player that might, not hugely expensive. Again, 323,000 if you're not worried about the chem.
Links with Dessers for you, so.
Yeah, he is the Nigerian nightmare, John. As you know, I've watched him on live on Sunday. We'll get to that. And your analysis of, for anyone that goes live to football, you have to realise when you don't speak to John, he's busy analysing the formations. So you don't get a lot of chat out of him. But 94 acceleration, 92 sprint speed. Striker, don't like there's any other roles. A poacher plus, which is I quite like. Very decent shooting. Trying to find the composure, because Ingve always talks 80 composure is not too bad.
It's also not too good.
Dribbling's 88, ball control 84.
It's the composure that lets this card down, because everything else.
But agility 92, John. Balance 87, so quite an agile player as well. I was just trying to see what height she is. 5'7", so decent height. Could be a good fun card, that one.
100%, except for the composure, which makes me scared to use a striker with that low composure. And I mean, Rapid Plus is nice, but she's a regular power shot. I'd rather have her have the power shot plus, for example, or the finesse shot, or any of the other shots. Don't care too much about the other ones on the strikers. This feels like a cam without the cam roll.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't see much else, John, in the cheap ones. I'm sure our listeners will soon let us know. Even the Gordon card, 30,000, I think is okay, decent value. Fast player, inside forward, good league, English. And the other player who is actually extinct at the moment, 384,000, is Adeyemi. Borussia Dortmund left midfielder, striker, German, super fast. I think that's why he probably is extinct at the moment. 96 acceleration, 98 sprint speed. He is also a winger plus. That looks a good card, John, for being 84 rated.
Yeah, I mean, Adeyemi is really good. Quick step as well, rapid. So yeah, he will feel even faster than the stats would seem to give him. And I think the other one, the Informer, has proven to be a real nuisance when you play against him.
Yeah,
and I think that's the reason why people just, because this is 82 rated Informer, is still 85,000 coins currently. That shows how popular this card actually is. So 84 rated, I wouldn't hold too much value. Maybe this is one of those cards which people are able to pack because of the rating, except the fact that he's extinct makes me worried that's not the case.
Yeah,
definitely cool card though. Same goes for the Van de Ven, of course, but that one is unaffordable as well.
He is extinct at 550,000.
He's now extinct at 950,000.
Wow, so that's actually went up there. That's my bad eyesight there.
He's got stopper plus now. So.
I mean, is he not a right back or a left back, John? I always thought he was
left back. So yeah, he's very often playing as a left back, at least at the Dutch squad, for example. And I used to do with Zolti. I don't watch so much Spurs that I can say how he regularly plays, if I'm quite honest. But yeah, I give him also a left back position. I think you can compare him very much to our other Dutch friend, which I forgot the name from, but also played for Feyenoord. From the now plays at City. Help me out here. Ake, thank you. Nathan Ake. Same center defender that can also play left back according to where it's needed. But yeah, unfortunately, he does not have the other stats, the other rule. And but this is an awesome card.
6'4" as well, John. So very much feels like a Dutch Virgil van Dijk, doesn't he?
A Dutch one, yeah, definitely.
So I mean, it's a good team. I'm not sure about the promo. It's nice cards. I think it just is, again, maybe a little bit of a filler, before we get to the Black Friday event. Hopefully Thunderstruck comes back. If they don't bring it back, they certainly will be missing a trick. If you pack one of these cards, good luck. I hope it's high rated. But one thing we could do, though, John, if we have the fodder, we have the coins, is look at Ruben Diaz, who is an SBC. Looks a pretty tremendous centre-back, costing 370,000. He is 3-star, 4-star weak foot. John's going to pull up his rolls just now, hopefully for me. And he is a ball-playing defender, which I know you like, John.
I do.
So I will let you wax lyrical on this player.
Well, he is basically Virgil van Dijk. Quite literally, same rules. Ball-playing defender plus. Honestly, I like one ball-playing defender. To have one of them, because it means he got good passing usually. But also means you can get the ball from the back to one of the wingers and actually connect. So I quite like that. He's also available for pass wide as well. So usually in possession, you can pass him the ball and he can distribute the ball. So I like one of them at the backs. I have Virgil van Dijk also untradeable, so I don't really feel like doing this card. But if I would not have Virgil van Dijk, this is a perfect center defender, especially from Premier League, of course. Links are good. Premier League is good. Like his space is just good enough, I think, right? You can give him a shadow even if you want. But like he's got the standing tackle and defensive. I can go through all the stats, but these are perfect stats. But the passing makes him look a little bit different as well. I think 90 passing, short passing, 86 long pass. And 92 composure. He doesn't lose the ball when he gets pressure either. So quite love that. He's got bruiser plus intercept and the normal slide tackle. I think having us anticipate would be even nicer. But again, he has the tiki-taka and he has the pink pass. So he's one of those players which you can give the ball and you don't really have to worry about someone running into him and losing the ball off. And I think that definitely has value. Honestly, I think for 370,000 coins, I think it's a good value SBC. Just putting it out there.
So just on that, John, before people rush away to get their consoles on or do it on the app, if they do it, let's have a quick look at DeMarcus Beasley, ex-Rangers player, was actually a really decent player for us during his time. Lovely looking card, actually. He is a left midfielder, left back, left winger, very much a similar price, but a hero.
Yes.
It looks like it's Premiership as well on that. American
links with Donovan.
Yep, links with Donovan. But John, if you look at the stats on that one, looks a pretty decent card, that.
Yeah, my worry is the 3-star skill move with 4-star weak foot. 4-star, I think would be much better and nicer. Fun thing is he can play him as left back, which I think is interesting. Mm-hmm. He's like the Jeffe player I saw play this Sunday. Inside forward on the left wing, that's cool. Of course, ridiculously fast. 94 stamina. I think as a left back, this card could be really cool though. Decent passing, really good dribbling. Obviously, really good dribbling. Looking at the defensive stats, like 83 defensive awareness, 82 standing tackle, 80 sliding tackle. I think this card, Chris, is a really cool left back. He's a really cool left forward. But his finishing lets him down a little bit. I think he's either left back or left winger.
Yeah.
But I think also like the playstyles, look at the playstyles, quick step plus relentless, so he keeps going. Rapid first touch and technical, so no defensive ones there, which makes me think he is actually better to play as a left midfielder as an inside forward. Again, decent value, like on par, I'd reckon.
Mm-hmm. No, but if you had to choose one, John, so you've got the fodder, you're going to do one. You've decided, right, which one are we going to do?
That's weird, because I won't never do Diaz because I'm stacked on defenders. Mm-hmm. So I would do Beasley, right? Mm-hmm.
If you weren't stacked, you have to pick one. Which one for you is best value? Which one do you think stays in your team the longest?
Probably Diaz, though. Mm-hmm. I think you see it with Virgil. I get Virgil week one. He stays in the team for a whole long while. I think Diaz can fill that role as well. And if people did Varane at the start that just fit. So I think, regularly speaking, good center defenders stay in your team a lot longer than good forwards, like especially wingers, because they can get lost as well. There's like next week there can be a player with 99 pace, and you're like, oh, Adama, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, he's in the milestones, I'll keep him. And defenders aren't that popular to be in rewards for those certain circumstances. Yeah, so I would personally go for deals if I have to choose, but I find it hard to compare a center defender with a left midfielder, basically. But both, I think, are pretty cool SBCs, very much doable, nothing seriously ridiculous. Like, if you make this 100,000 coins cheaper, everyone would have him in his team. So I think the price is reasonable as well.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Good stuff, good stuff. John, there's just one more card to talk about before we move on to something else. Is the Harry Kane Player of the Month for the Bundesliga. He has come out this week. 159,000 he is to do. 92 rated. For some reason, people seem to think Harry Kane is slow. If you ever watch him actually play for England, he is actually quite quick. He is quite a fast mover, but they have got him 71 and 73. He is 6'2". John, what about that shooting?
Yeah, I mean, perfect shooting. And I've said this before, and this is the third Hurricane card I actually talk about on the show. I think I mentioned the team of the week. This week, last week, maybe.
Yeah.
We spoke about the 95 rated card for a bit. I think the Champions League one is still very expensive because he's actually faster, but this guy doesn't really miss. High composure, perfect shooting stats. I think 97 finishing with 94 composure. It's just he hit the ball, it's a goal, right? And he has got good play styles because he got a finesse shot plus and a power header as well. With first touch, so you can give him the ball. But he's not going to be the player that just sprints through the defense and clears the ball, right? He's the player, you get the ball in and takes a shot and he scores. Perfect in a two-striker formation, a little bit too limited maybe in a one-striker formation. One of those. I think 150,000 for the SPC, much better than any of, like, it's the same with the Palmer SPC, like perfect if you want him. He's there, really good value. Yeah, I quite like him. He doesn't fit my team though, so I'm not going to play him, but honestly, nothing wrong with this, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I know it's not going to be a popular choice because of his speed, but like you said, I think there's definitely an option to not play fast strikers if you have one fast striker next to it. Like this player you play, let me quickly check his role, but I think you play him on advanced forward. Yeah, you play him on advanced forward plus plus, basically. If you have a poacher plus plus next to him, with speed, I think that would be like a really good combination for two striker formation.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. I mean, I think he's
no Dessers, but he's alright.
No, nobody is Dessers. Even Dessers isn't Dessers in his own mind. But I think as well as we've got a game at the moment where there seems to be quite a packed defence. So whether this card will, it depends how you play.
I think that's why this card is actually much better than people expect.
Yeah.
If you have a packed defense, the finesse shot plus is actually really lethal, especially with his shooting stats. And he's also got 84 curve, so his shots will be deadly. And I think I use Midama as a cam, on a shadow striker role, because she can like shoot from a distance as well. Ideally, you have someone in behind that can do a power shot, but sometimes you have to take a shot from a distance to make sure you score in this game because the defenses are so packed, and not speed won't help you with that, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's a really cool card. I can't find any really bad thing about it. He can also, like with his strength, he's got 90 strength and he's a big guy, right? You can give him the ball. He can shield it and play the ball back. I think he also has, because of the first touch, he can just take the first touch back, still keep on the ball, pass the ball back. Because he's got short passing, 88 short passing and 90 long passing as well. So that's not to be underestimated. I think there's definitely a force for weak foot. I think there's definitely a role for this card, albeit not necessarily the one most players like to have on the strikers.
Mm-hmm. And just to say as well, John, for people who are out there who may not have noticed it, there is a Player of the Month objective where you can get packs, and I think you get season points as well. So he might fit in nicely and surprise a few people. So that's the team, John. That's the content this week. It's be interesting to see if they ever repeat Track Stars again. If people like it, let us know. Leave a comment in our socials, and if you were leaving us a review, just put a wee note of what you think Track Star is for you.
I'm wondering though, are you forgetting about the Now You See Me object evolution on purpose?
Well, I did, unfortunately, because I think Dessos fits in there and his prices went up. I bought Danilo, not realising that he is far too quick.
Yeah.
So having the Nigerian nightmare in my team is not one that I want to see. Let's just talk about it, John. So last weekend we had our Edinburgh Meetup, which I think is the third one off the top of my head.
Yes, sir.
It was great. We went up to Perth, John and I. Had dinner with John and Nate, which was lovely. Really good to see those guys. And then we had a day out in Edinburgh at the wonderful Lane 7, who don't sponsor us, but if they'd like to, more than happy to boost you guys, where we played pool and darts. And John showed a bit of his misspent youth, being an ace pool player and an ace darts player. You being Dutch as well, we thought we had Raymond van Barneveld with us, as opposed to the
I must be the
coach.
alcohol, mate. It's like, even I was surprised.
Yeah, no, you played great. Then we went down the Hatch, which was a Canadian diner, which we had really nice food. But I must admit, the cider was taking its toll by then, and I can't remember too much about it. And then we went to the rodeo place, and then up to the Alchemist. So, John, tell us what your weekend was like.
I mean, it's always good to meet people, listening to the show or you're interacting with on the Discord server or to send you messages. I mean, Graham came flying in from Ireland, which was cool, right? So for me, it's always when we go to Crete, I got 2 days off, and then the event starts, right? So I can relax a little bit. And this event we really can't because it's so short tight. So, so we're still working on the after movie, and I'm always a bit knackered at the end of these weekends. Also because there might be a little bit whiskey involved in all the activities. Also, shout out to the Alchemist, because that's some bar that we went into.
Yeah, that was a nice bar.
They thought we were football players or something, because I don't think we actually deserved the seats, but that's something else. No, but I like meeting people, which like we found out, apparently people like meeting us as well. And it's weird hearing your voices. You do 5 shows a week or on a regular basis, or we did 4 in the last couple of weeks. And it's weird then shaking hands, play darts with you, which is a cool feeling for us as well. Like, it's the other side for us. Like, we don't feel that way either. No. So I think that was pretty cool. It's always nice to meet friends, and we'll see that event on events. We make things a little bit bigger. We try to make it a little bit smoother. I think it was a really smooth event generally. Except that I lost my way finding one bar. But after that, I think everything went well. Then again, everyone drives on the wrong side of the road for me. So it's all complicated stuff for a Dutchie to find his way in Scotland. But no, Edinburgh is a tremendous place, like, even to visit. Like, and I can't say anything bad about it. I'm just still knackered.
Yeah. I mean, you've talked about the positive. Now, let's talk about the negative. I dragged you to go and see Rangers play on Sunday night against Hearts. So we went to Ibrox, which I think I'll let you describe the stadium, John. And the football was great for the first 10 minutes, and then it was 80 minutes of torture, wasn't it?
Yeah, the match itself wasn't terrific. Let's put it like this. And you've seen one of my negative sides on watching football.
Yep.
Is that when I watch football, I'm analyzing, because I don't know, that's just part of my nature these days. So I'm constantly looking at player lines, seeing what the tactics are, what changes, and I can't really watch it from a fan's perspective, which must not be fun for you. But I had some interesting conversations with people around us about the tactics they were playing. And I gotta say, Hearts did well. Honestly, they should have walked away with a point there as well. But no, it's a fantastic stadium. We don't have those stadiums in the Netherlands, right? I think closest that actually comes to it, sort of, is the Kuip, but still, that is way more oval, way more open from below. We don't have the narrow hallways going into the stadium, so that's pretty cool to experience. Second, stadium I visited in Scotland. I don't think we're done yet, but that was a cool experience, nevertheless. Yeah, and it's just a shame they don't do much esports yet, man. If you see how generally not young the people around us were, I think there's definitely something to be won to get more players, young fans into the stadium itself. But that could be me, just my first impressions. And I think that's where also esports could. So that's something I've experienced. But yeah, I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. That's the only time that weekend that actually rained, but we were dry. That was nice as well. Yeah, it was a better match. And I finally saw a goal getting scored in the Scottish football match. So that was something.
Yeah, you were lucky there, John. You were lucky there. But, we try to do this once a year. It just really depends on John's schedule. We want to thank everybody that come, as you say, Homer coming all the way from Ireland, Caden, John, getting to meet your brother, his partner, their friends. It really was nice. We got to see our good friend Ryan, wasn't it? It was great to see him again. Really nice to see him, and my friend Pete tagged along. If I've missed anybody, I do apologise. I'm doing this off the top head, but getting to see you guys was great.
I gave the shout-outs through a list on this Wednesday show, so don't worry about it.
No, definitely. So, John, just as before we finish the show, a couple of minutes left, we have to mention, though, the big meetup, the three-peat, Crete 25. It's going to be awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, so May the 12th, on top of my head. Again, we've announced it officially, but I think this weekend has piqued the interest of some people already. I think we got a lot of people signing up now. And spaces are limited. And I know it's a weird time, but basically what we do is we go to Crete for a whole week. And if it's we do a 5-day event. Yes, 5 days event, but no worries, it's not 5 days of FIFA or not 5 days of foot. We will play, we will have a tournament, we will have a medal to win. And I do have a trophy to defend for the third time in a row. But generally speaking, we do an event, we go on trips, we do some awesome food there, of course. We take care of your stay. So you don't have to pay for your hotel. You don't have to pay for your breakfast. We take care of 2 dinners. You just pay your flights, of course. Let us know that you come in. We make sure your hotel's booked. So May the 12th to May the 17th, I think that's it. That's it then. We're working on the schedule, but it's still a long way ahead. But I know we spoke about it this weekend. And in the Netherlands or in most of Europe, you can only book flights like somewhere between 3 and 6 months in advance. But in the UK, you can book flights for Crete on most flights or most agencies already a year in advance. And the prices on that, I wish I could fly for those prices. I'd almost say so. It's still not cheap, of course, and I can't see in anyone's pocket. But I think if you are considering joining us one of these events, and there's been 2, the videos are on YouTube. You can find out the info, and if you have any information needed, just send a message. Just reach out and look at those flights, because I think, I'm not saying they're dirt cheap, but they're reasonably affordable currently. And I don't think staying there, you can bring your partner, perfectly fine. And I think she or he will definitely enjoy that as well. And most people come back a second time. So I'm hoping for a third time with some people this year as well. So yeah, check it out. Just let us know. Reach out for info. The Discord is free. You can ask there. So we're going to the avamar.gr website. You can see the hotel. And it is a pretty cheap holiday. You pay for the flight, so we take care of most of everything else. And I think guaranteed good weather, good company. And if you like this event we did this weekend, this is times 3, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And I just wanted to add, John, to what you've said, is that your partner is invited, of course, and they may feel, why do I want to go? I don't want you to be sitting playing FC for the full week, and I'm left there sitting on. Let me just tell you, my wife absolutely loves it. She is still messaging the wives from the first one, the second one, the partners from them. They get a great friendship as well. And you'd be surprised how little FC we actually play, because we don't want John to be too smug when he wins again. But it's great. Crete is wonderful. Maris and his family, the welcome you get is absolutely brilliant. Our big Greek brother looks after you amazingly. And as I say, if your partner's unsure, check out the videos and you see what a wonderful time that your partners will have as well.
Definitely. Do you want to talk about weekend league qualifying?
Very quickly,
You put it on
John.
your list.
I put it on my list. So Nepenthes has tweeted, my good friend Ingvi has put this on the Discord. I'm going to read it out. This is Nepenthes at Nepenthes Z. This is his X account. Weekend League might have gone from the best mode in FC 24 to the worst in FC 25. It's not even competitive. It's just unbelievably sweaty every single game. It's just unbelievably sweaty every single game and genuinely not enjoyable at all. So, John, my question to you is it a good thing that us casuals are excluded from this mode?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And
you are so Dutch when you say that, John. You're not even soft there. You just went right in there with 2 feet.
no,
yes.
but this says it all, Chris. If someone that is playing this game for his job, like the pen test, right, and does a great thing about making his content, and quite enjoy watching it. So shout out to him, check it out. But if he says it's not fun because it's too sweaty or too competitive, or even he calls it sweaty over competitive, even you don't want to be there to enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is exactly why the gatekeeping on the mode. If the mode is competitive, if you play 15 games with high rewards, you should gatekeep it because you will not enjoy your time there if you're not on that level. Is the fact that Wicked League is now 15 games highly competitive and really good rewards a good thing? I mean, that's the main debate we've had before, but it is what it is. And if that is the mode that they say is the most competitive, we clear it, we put a big rewards. You want to gatekeep it because if even some of the content creators are not enjoying the time there because it's been too sweaty, you don't want to be there if it's not your job or you're highly competitive yourself. See it as a form of self-protection. Do something else in your weekend, play rivals, enjoy your game, grind it out, play squad battles. There's so much to do in this game, and there's so much to enjoy in life. But then this isn't just for you, and I think that's it's a color for last year. They should maybe rename the mode, and I definitely agree it's hard, 100%. But this shows me in 3 lines why they should be gatekeeping it, and why I think gatekeeping is a good idea, even if it's just for mental awareness.
I mean, just for me, John, that sounds really reasonable. That sounds very reasonable. But
and that for a Dutch, not too bad.
Not too bad. But what I will say, John, is for me so I don't even attempt Weekend League anymore. I don't believe it's the mode for me. I'm happy to accept that. But this weekend, I would normally play Weekend League. There's really no reason for me to pick up the controller and play FC 25. I'll get 7 or whatever the rival wins is. I'll pick them up over those 7 days. Mm-hmm. Squad battles don't really hold much. You heard the guys talk about what the pack luck is like. So I just wonder if that's potentially why we're starting to see a little bit of engagement with the game drop off, because people like myself would play every weekend. If we plan the weekend round Weekend League, is no longer playing that mode. I'll just jump on and play Diablo for an hour or two.
But I mean, I can definitely get behind that. Like I said, I don't necessarily think that making Weekend League this high rewarding with less games is a good thing. To at least, like, people will now not be able to play it while they used to play it more casually, right? But it is also the matter of fact is that we want to have the cake and eat it as well. We wanted less game, we wanted more rewards, but it's if we want more rewards and less games, then we need to make sure you have to do something to actually participate there. Is that a good call? It doesn't seem to be the right call for most players. Let's put it like this. But I get why they did it, and it's also because we requested what's actually came out of it. That the consequences is that it's too hard. Sure, but making qualifying easier isn't going to change the experiences, because you still be having 15 games of ultra high pressure on you and still not enjoying yourself. Might actually be worse if you have an easy time qualifying and you just get run over in Wicked League, right? I think maybe we should it is not going to be this year though, right? But maybe next year we should have a light Wicked League. This make this Wicked League, keep this the same, call it the Champions League.
Yeah, Pro League or something like that.
Yeah, even have the league. You can qualify for that in 5 games. You can play that. You can just play those 15 games, get the ultra high rewards, be sweaty, but totally fine. And also make an Europa League or whatever you want to call it, Euro League, Conference League for all I care. And next to it, where you have 10 games to qualify, you need to win 4 out of 10, and you play 20 matches, and the rewards are just as bad as they were last year. But that's fine, because that's what you're then choosing for. And then you still have players that will play both, and you will sometimes be unlucky in what you face. C'est la vie. I think that's like the compromise they will have to make one day. But this is just also, I think this was a good intended thing. I don't necessarily think it's bad execution. And I think I Am French says in the comments to Nepenthes here is, don't forget the fact that many people that are good players now offer services to play for you, which makes it even harder. You might face the same player 3 times in your Weekend League run without knowing it's the same player, because they play on multiple accounts or they play for some other people. And I see EA getting blamed for that. But it's against Teams of Services, and you can't really let EA enforce the fact that that someone else logs into your account. I think you shouldn't be doing it, because it's also risky. But that's not something EA could be blaming for, I think, or we could that's just also just how hell-bound we are at getting rewards in this game, that we would rather pay someone else to do it for us than actually, pay foot coaching to teach you how to face yourself, right? But that's just how it is as well. And I think you now have to accept that if this week league is ready for you or you can't qualify, that's it. Will that burn out some of the player base? Very likely. Is that a good thing? Of course it's not a good thing, but I also don't think it's like it is also how it is currently. I'm like, you know what? I'm not playing weekend league. You know what I will play? Probably during a team of the season, somewhere around that. This weekend, I actually have time. I'm not gonna do it now. So,
Adam, who's in the chat, he's a good player. He says, I don't think reducing weekend league and increasing rival wins way to balance game for this. So increasing rival wins way to balance game for this year. I enjoyed the 20 games and would rather more players could qualify.
Yeah, so he likes the old system better, and that's totally fine. But we also said of the old system that it's not worth doing it for rewards, and they definitely opt on rewards, right? Mm-hmm. And when they opt rewards, he knew there has something to counter out that, and that was 2 things. Some people complained, many people complained they couldn't finish their weekly league, or weekly league was too short.
Yeah,
EA definitely has an agenda saying that they will run weekly league for 3 days and that's it. So they're not changing that. So they decrease the amount of games, basically leaning into our feedback we gave last year, or most people gave last year. And the next thing is they opt rewards, meaning, you can't just give away those cards for free to everyone. So they have to make sure it's gatekept a little bit better. And I definitely agree that people might like the old system better. And I'm even against people, or I wouldn't even be against EA going back to the old system, but it will mean that rewards will be less fruitful. And that's something we also would have to accept then. Mm-hmm. Like, if we go back to the system, I don't want anyone complaining about the fact weekly league rewards are not good. I think that's the inherent cause of it then.
Interesting chat, John. I think we'll probably come back to this in a few weeks' time or months' time at least. And, if people wondering how Adam was able to message us, if you join our Discord, you get live access to this. So well worth joining. It's actually free, so no reason not to join. Look out for us. One thing that we will discuss, hopefully next time we come on, John, is the power curve. If people are interested, I am actually on EA's side on this one. I think they're doing a really great job on the power curve. But when you listen to the show and you have any comments on that, please drop us a message and we'll talk about them the next show that we do. John, I think we've used our time up hopefully well. Our listeners have stayed with us. If you have, thank you very much. Please leave us the 5-star reviews anywhere you can. It helps us. The Discord is free. Look for us at Discord Foot and Review. And also, for those people who could help us, if you can help us, and we love you to help us, look for us at patreon.com/Foot and Review. A lot of content there for people who support us financially. Art of Foot is a wonderful show.
New one next week.
Doing one next week. It's a great show with 2 great guys. One of them is a really good player. Another one is John.
Who won the final again? I forget.
Yeah. Let's be honest. If you're a good player there, please come to Crete, because he cannot win it for a 3rd time.
I was just afraid that Ryan, and people don't know Ryan is a former pro player, also played E-Prem and played for Team Foot Coaching, organized the pro club scene for us as well when we played Premier League with our pro clubs team. I don't fear anyone, but I do fear that man. So I'm hopeful that if he comes, he can't play, because that would be my title gone. But we'll see that next year.
No, definitely. John, I think there's only one thing left for us to do.
And
Every
that
about
is
two,
to drop it.
drop it.
F-U-T. F-U-T. F-F-F-U-T. F-U-T. T.